Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cruising with Matthew. In this video, I'm going to tell you all about the entertainment options which you can look forward to on Resilient Lady, so I really hope you enjoy this video. Before I start, I just want to highlight that this video will feature footage of Resilient Lady shows and events. This has been done with the permission of Virgin Voyages, who has also reviewed the content to ensure it doesn't cause any copyright issues. Additionally, some of these entertainment clips will contain flashing lights, so viewer discretion is advised. As we embarked Resilient Lady in Athens for our cruise in June 2023, I was so excited to see what the entertainment on board was going to be like. I was also a little nervous as me and Yeyan are not big fans of club nights and events being full on 100% of the time, so I wasn't sure if Virgin was going to be a good fit for us. Yet by the end of the cruise, I can honestly say this was the best entertainment I've ever seen on a ship. For this video, I've broken down the entertainment options into broad categories, and naturally do note that the entertainment offered may vary depending on your cruise and also your length of trip. Firstly, we'll explore what I call the main shows on Resilient Lady, kicking off with Persephone. This was our first show during our cruise and is held in the Red Room, which is Resilient Lady's multifunctional performance space spanning both decks 6 and 7. What surprised me when we walked in was the fact that for this show there is no seating on the lower level. This gave Persephone more of a concert vibe than a traditional theatre show. Do note that there is seating on the upper level of the Red Room if you'd prefer, but if you're able to, I'd really recommend staying on the lower level as you can get up close to all the action. Now this performance retells the story of Persephone in true Virgin fashion. As per Greek mythology, Persephone, the daughter of Demeter and Zeus, gets lured to the underworld by Hades. As a result, we get treated to a spectacular range of performances to depict Earth falling into winter as a result of Demeter mourning the loss of Persephone. This includes some of the most incredible and daring aerial performances that I have ever seen, as well as an incredible routine featuring dancers clad in these disco ball morph suit things that were both captivating and terrifying simultaneously. Confused? Well, panic not, as Resilient Lady has her own digital Greek chorus, giving everyone who isn't well versed in Greek mythology a quick overview of the situation. We then visit the underworld, with the performers looking genuinely terrifying at times. They showcase an incredible range of dancing and acrobatics. The show reaches its climax as the underworld and Olympus clash in a fabulous display of various routines and skills before a resolution is reached. Persephone decides to spend half of her time in Olympus, whilst the other half of her time with Hades in the underworld, which ultimately results in Earth's perpetual changing of the seasons. The finale is packed full of powerful vocals and is a true spectacle to watch. Persephone is a true must-see, and as it's performed on your first and last sea days, you have 2 chances to watch it. Next up is the Misbehave show, which is held in the Red Room and you're in traditional theatre seats this time, but that's where standard theatre convention ends. In this variation of a live game show, you're split down the middle by the host and her assistant into either Team Ahoy or Team Sailor, as you battle it out to score points in a game which has no rules. I can honestly say this was unlike any show I have ever seen, and at times I had no idea what was happening. However, underneath all that chaos is a genuine and kind message at the end of the show. It's totally worth a visit. Just go with an open mind and you'll have a great time. The final show I want to discuss is Mind Mangler, member of the Tragic Circle. I was so excited by this, as it's made by the same people who did the Goes Wrong show, so if you're a fan of that, you are going to love this show. It's packed full of great gags and was just so much fun to watch, even if you do feel sorry for the main character at times. Yet panic not, it ends in a really wholesome way and is another must-see in my opinion. Number 2. Club Nights on Resilient Lady. Now, if dancing the night away is more your style, then Virgin offers a number of club nights hosted by various members of the Happenings cast, Virgin's entertainment team. No two nights are the same, and it's a great place to let your hair down and get to know fellow sailors. This includes the PJ party, which is held on the first night of your cruise, where you're encouraged to wear your comfiest and fluffiest pair of pyjamas and head up to the athletics club. Here you can enjoy 90s and noughties classics with the diva and the hostess, as well as a couple of surprises along the way. Another example is Club Rubik's, which is held in the Manor, Resilient Lady's 2-deck tour nightclub. Joined by members of the Happenings cast, this evening celebrates everything 80s, including some fantastic hit songs, as well as some great performance pieces by the Happenings cast and dancers, featuring several people wearing Rubik's Cubes on their heads. It shouldn't work, but it does, and is really cool to watch. Number 3. Scarlet Night. This is arguably the most anticipated event on any Virgin Voyages cruise, and we had no idea what to expect. As Scarlet Night approaches, you'll find that the whole ship is transformed too, with octopus tentacles wrapping around the roundabout, and all the ship's lighting changed to red. Everything from most of the venues, corridors, and even the ship's wake was lit up. I wasn't expecting this level of commitment, so it made Scarlet Night feel really special. The whole evening kicks off in the roundabout, and I'd highly recommend getting there ahead of time so you can grab a good vantage point, as there will be so much to see. The Happenings cast kicks it off before you're then guided to various venues around the ship. I can't quite tell you what goes on during Scarlet Night, as it's just this fantastic blur. There was a wedding in inverted commas, sea shanties near the DJ booth, acrobatic displays in the centre of the roundabout, and so much more, all happening simultaneously. One event that I'd really recommend seeing is the Octopus Garden, where the octopus goddess herself recants the story of Scarlet Night and the sailor who she fell in love with. It's a truly enchanting performance, featuring some gorgeous covers of well-known songs like Bad Romance and much more. Scarlet Night typically culminates in a big pool party around the athletics club, although it can be moved indoors into the Red Room like it was on our cruise if there's inclement weather. Irrespective of the venue, all the entertainers get involved, and it's just so much fun, especially watching all the spectacular song and dance routines. The atmosphere is electric, and you can tell that everyone is having a fantastic time. Granted, it might have felt even more special on the pool deck, but it just wasn't meant to be for our cruise. Maybe on the next one. Now by this time, although we'd had lots of fun, we were getting a little partied out and fancied something less high energy than the Scarlet Night after party, which is also held in the Red Room. So we were pleased to find that there were plenty of performances going on in the various venues such as On the Rocks, and this offered a more chilled way to end your evening. Therefore, even if you aren't big party people, you can still take part in the events of Scarlet Night and then retreat to a more relaxed venue if you so wish. It's completely your choice. All in all, Scarlet Night was a fantastic experience and certainly lived up to my expectations. My only piece of advice would be this: just run with the whole thing. It's a little bit bonkers, but Virgin pull it off in the best way, and it was so much fun. Number 4. Unique performances. Now there are several events held in the Manor onboard Resilient Lady. Although these performances are not as big as the main shows held in the Red Room, they are wonderfully unique and feature things that I have never seen before on a cruise ship. The first is Lola's Library, and is probably my favourite event of the whole cruise. Getting here early is a must, as you'll want to get the best possible seats. Now, I'll admit, 3 hours did seem a long time when we were looking at the schedule, but it's definitely worth staying for the whole thing. There are multiple breaks to get more drinks, stretch your legs, and let people filter in and out of the venue, so it's totally up to you how long you stay. In Lola's library, you're taken through a literary journey as you explore the library of a mysterious billionaire. As the show starts, you meet Lola, who is our host for the evening, and I felt was akin to Glinda from Wicked if she had gone massively off the rails. She's also joined by her assistant Dewey and maid Mary. Over the next 3 hours, you traverse 3 separate chapters with sequences inspired by fairy tales, murder mystery, and some sections that definitely wouldn't be allowed if kids were on board. Words and videos cannot stress the sheer talent these entertainers have, as they change from goofy slapstick comedy 1 minute to daring and creative routines that would rival even the most prestigious venues on land. Lola's library is just so much fun, and I can't recommend it enough. Another great event is the hostess sings her secrets. In this event, the hostess really gets a chance to shine, and I felt as if I was in a high-end part of London as Abby the hostess taught us all the tips and tricks needed to be a successful host. Assisted occasionally by 2 members of the Happenings cast, Abby truly commanded the stage as she performed a range of songs reimagined in a postmodern jukebox style with a good dollop of sass on top. Now, there is some audience participation, but for the most part you can sit back with a cocktail of your choice as the hostess does what she does best and dazzles the audience. It's just a great show, and we enjoyed it so much we actually saw it twice. Finally, there's Around the World in 80 Minutes, which is performed by the diva, Resilient Lady's drag queen. For our cruise, it was none other than Miss Titty Kaka. This is arguably one of the most chaotic performances on the ship, and is so much fun to watch. The diva initially takes you on a tour of the world before unforeseen circumstances mean that things take a turn for the worst. Featuring multiple costume changes, granted some less glamorous than others, it all eventually descends into a cacophony of camp choreography, fantastic singing, and a vocal accompaniment by none other than a plastic red cockerel. The diva has non-stop energy throughout the entire performance, and through all the chaos, they give you some fantastic powerful vocals and a great performance overall. It was just so much fun to watch, and I don't think we stopped laughing for the entire show. Number 5. Smaller scale performances. Although there's plenty of high-energy shows and club nights, Virgin offer a great array of more chilled performances for those who aren't wanting high-energy events 24/7. For instance, On the Rocks tended to be our port of call if we fancied a more relaxed end to our evening. Here you could sit back in a comfy seat and listen to the talented musicians as they performed their various sets. This included guitarist Matthew Lennox, who was an absolute joy to watch with his use of looping pedals and interactive performance style with the audience. We also loved listening to Miss Davies and the 45s as she performed some chilled music to help us relax before bed. Another great set of events was the addition of cabaret performances by various performers featured in the larger scale shows on Resilient Lady. This introduced a more laid-back Lola from Lola's library, as well as the chance to see Abby the hostess perform, although this sadly clashed with a dinner reservation, as well as the diva, Miss Titty Kaka. Number 6. Daytime activities. Resilient Lady offers a plethora of activities throughout the day, especially on sea days. The first you're likely to encounter is Let's Set Sail, which is essentially the sail away party from your embarkation port. This is packed full of energy, and you get introduced to each member of the Happenings cast and the hostess herself. To make things even better, you get to enjoy a complimentary glass of bubbly to toast a fabulous cruise on Resilient Lady. Music is ever present throughout the day, whether it be a DJ set by the pool or a chilled band playing in the dockhouse. The Happenings cast also host a huge range of activities, including the popular Bingo with the Diva, pop-up magic shows with the Charmer in the Roundabout, as well as our favourite Salty Trivia. This is just a snapshot of the countless number of activities on board. You can do as many or as few of these activities as you want. If you prefer, you can skip all of these and enjoy the plethora of venues on board. Whether you want to relax on your sea terrace, play a game of exploding kittens in the social club, it's totally your choice. Number 7. Another Rose. Unique to Resilient Lady is Another Rose, which is an extra charge dining and entertainment option on board. This costs $50 per person and is quite different to the other entertainment options on board. Walking through the mirror entrance of the manor, you're offered a cocktail and then you get to enjoy a pre-show. Here you get to see a mini performance with various members of the cast interacting with you before you head into the manor, and you're split up according to your seating choices. Included within the cost of Another Rose is a 4-course meal, but I discussed that in more detail in my dedicated dining tour on Resilient Lady. However, spoiler alert, it all tasted incredible. You also get several cocktails which fit within the story of Another Rose, as well as unlimited rosé throughout the event. Do note, non-alcoholic rosé is available on request as well. In my opinion, the story of Another Rose draws inspiration from Romeo and Juliet, but is reimagined in a very Virgin way. The singing and choreography is fantastic, and because the cast is completely separate to all the other shows that are held on Resilient Lady, it feels really unique. Expect an evil queen, people dancing on tables, and a relationship that breaks all conventions. You'll also get to enjoy some incredible aerial performances, powerful ballads, and everything in between. In fact, you won't know where to look at times because there's just so much to see. I personally felt like I went on an emotional roller coaster throughout the whole event. At times I was gasping in surprise, laughing out loud, and even suppressing a tear or two. Overall, we found it to be a wonderful experience, and although it is a significant extra charge, we found it to be totally worth it. The entertainment options on board Resilient Lady are some of the best I have ever seen at sea or on land. The skill and preparation needed to put on these events must have been immense. As a result, it gave an experience that was unlike any other cruise line that I've been on. Now, I've been lucky enough to sail on over 20 cruises, so I thought I had an idea as to what cruise ship entertainment was like. Yet Virgin well and truly turned that idea on its head, and I was so impressed with what I saw. I was also pleasantly surprised to see that there were plenty of opportunities to enjoy some lower energy events as well. I was initially concerned that it was just going to be full-on high energy parties 24/7, and that would have been too much for me and Yeyan. However, I feel like they struck a good balance between relaxed and also energetic events. So no matter what you're going to do on Resilient Lady, I'm sure you're going to have a fantastic time. So there you have it, my overview of the entertainment options on board Virgin Voyages Resilient Lady. A massive thank you to Virgin Voyages for gifting me this incredible trip, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe because it's always appreciated, and if you want to know more about cruising with Matthew, then take a look at my social media links which are in the description below. I hope that you're all doing well at the moment, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. So until next time, this is Cruising with Matthew, and thank you so much for watching.